There is a great need for getting back to basic Bible teaching. It's easy to get away from these first principles of Bible teaching, thinking that, everyone already knows these things. But we need to never underestimate what people know and what they don't know concerning simple truths of the Bible. The Old Testament reported, and the people served the Lord all the days of Joshua, and all the days of the elders that outlived Joshua, and also all of that generation. When they were gathered unto their fathers, there arose another generation after them, which knew not the Lord, nor yet the works which he had done in Israel. Judges 2, verses 7 through 10. Friends, we need to be very concerned that we are only one generation away from our people, from the church, losing their faith. We need to be concerned that we are only about one generation away from this very thing taking place in our day and time. So it's time that we need to get back to the basics. When some of our own brethren are teaching that God has had only one continuous covenant for man, and that there is nothing wrong with using instrumental music in worship, when the role of women in the church is being expanded to include female elders and deacons and even preachers, when we see some teaching that Jesus saves by ways other than baptism, and when many sermons get preached and never include the Lord's plan of salvation, then it's time to get back to the basics. Well, friends, we see three reasons why we need to get back to these basic Bible teachings. First, we need to get back to the basics because some have never heard these things before. Many of those who come to visit in our assemblies who are not members of the church and do not have any type of religious background more than likely have never heard basic Bible teachings on the Lord's plan for saving man. It would be sad for them to attend a church service, leave, and have never been told about the good news of Jesus Christ, about how they could come to be saved, how they could be a child of God. So why not, whenever we are proclaiming God's Word, when we're teaching a Bible class, when we are visiting with someone in private that we know is not a child of God, why do we not share the message of the Great Commission with them? Why do we not share that Jesus said that he that believeth and is baptized shall be saved? Our mission, dear friends, is to go into the world and to preach the gospel to every creature. So why would we not want to share the message of salvation? A second reason that we need to get back to basic Bible teaching is because young people grow up. It's never easy to know when a young person reaches the point where they are at that age of accountability, where they become responsible to God. And no doubt some become accountable every time that teaching and preaching is being done. The young need to hear lessons on these first principles. If we do not teach them, then they may never know. And we see many of these younger generations being brought up, not being taught these fundamental truths, not being indoctrinated with the gospel of Jesus Christ. And so they grow up and they become leaders in the church, and they begin to carry the church in directions that is not authorized in the Scriptures. And this is because they've never been taught. But also, we need to get back to basic Bible teachings because circumstances change. A person may not want to listen to first principles today because they're simply not interested. But we need to remember that events can change the attitudes of others toward becoming a child of God. Most of those who have worked in evangelism or have preached or have taught Bible classes, they've experienced this type of situation. So we see the importance of continuing to teach these first principles from time to time. Because frankly, life is getting shorter. and shorter for people all the time. Our life is but a vapor, it appeareth for a little time, and then vanishes away, James 4 and verse 14. So we need to pay heed to these instructions and get back to basic Bible teachings. Friends, we want to thank you for joining us for our program today, and may God bless you with a wonderful day.